Hello and welcome. Welcome back, guys, to our videos about awareness, about trauma in general. And today we are going to talk about inner child work and insomnia. So we are going to look why inner child is important, while working with your inner child is important, and what actually insomnia has got to do with healing inner child, and actually why insomnia happens, and why it's carried still to adulthood. So we are going to look at why the part of you that can sleep is actually protecting you, because a lot of people do not understand that actually insomnia is your protective mechanism. It's protecting you from something. Usually insomnia happens in childhood. Those are the first phases of insomnia that happen, that will appear in your body system, in your nervous system, in your emotional and cellular memory. And if you don't know what emotional memory and cellular memory is, I have a fantastic video about it that has got two parts, and I will leave it at the end of this video. The video about cellular and emotional memory is fantastic, because actually is giving you the awareness what healing is truly about, that we are not taught, because what we are taught is that psychological traditional tools are going to save us, are going to heal us, and are going to help us. Actually, it's the opposite. Psychology will never heal you, psychology will never help you. Psychology is here to give you awareness and understanding of your syndromes or symptoms, whether you are suffering from insomnia or overthinking or depression or anxiety or OCD or PTSD or anything else. Psychology is great at labeling things and talking to your mind, but psychology is not good at healing you, because it doesn't have capacity to heal you. It's not made, and um, it's not created to heal you. And there are a lot of suggestions and studies and research done about it, that traditional psychological tools and kinds of therapy that are there, like talking therapy or CBT therapy and things like that, and many others based on only talking and understanding logically, it's actually the worst type of healing that can happen. So please look at those videos, and let's go back to our main video. So today we are going to look closer into inner child healing, what inner child is, and actually how insomnia is related to it. And actually, whether we are talking about insomnia or anxiety or anything that is trauma related, and I always say there is not a person on this planet that did not go through some traumatic experience in the childhood or in their life. So everyone is traumatized on this planet. So let's look at this awareness of insomnia and awareness of inner child, what it is. So what if I told you that the part of you that keeps you awake at night, if you suffer from insomnia, or if you suffer from anxiety, if you suffer from overthinking, this part is not broken, this part is not anxious, this part is not confused or disorientated, this part is just loyal. And the loyalty of this part, of this emotion that is stored in your nervous system, is to protect you. And what if insomnia is not the enemy, as people look at it, but the evidence that a very young part of you learned that sleeping was not safe? And think about it. Everyone says, well, everyone, if you, I hope that, if you had any therapy, let's put it this way, and I hope this therapist, this person has explained to you, but actually insomnia is not a psychological problem. It's not a problem of your brain. It's a problem of your energy. So if you were lucky and you had this explanation, then you should understand that trauma that happens in the childhood is the first step to insomnia. And why your body will choose insomnia as a coping mechanism, it all depends on your nervous system. It all depends on the experiences that you had in your childhood. Not every person who is traumatized will have insomnia or anxiety. Not every person who is traumatized will have, will suffer with overthinking or OCD. It is, I wouldn't say the choice of your body, but this is how it happens, how nervous system chooses that this part of my emotional body is at the lower point, and this is how my coping mechanism is going to look like. So tonight I want to show you something that most people never hear about insomnia, because they not very seldom connect insomnia with the childhood, and they not very seldom connect insomnia with inner child work, which is super super important. Because as adults we are told that insomnia comes from stress, comes from screens, comes from drinking too much coffee, or poor habits, or poor sleep habits, or things like that. So think about it logically. If that was true, that my stress is only responsible for insomnia, when you are not stressed, then insomnia is going away. So if all the people who were told that if I cut down of my on intake of my coffee, or if I cut down on watching too much of the screen before night, or things like that, if all the people were doing things right, why do people still suffer from insomnia? Why do they wake up at 3 o'clock a.m.? Why do they wake up in the middle of the night covered in sweat? Why do they wake up 3, 4, 5 times during the night? Because and they don't understand why, and I can tell you why. It's your energy that is waking you up. Why do they have problems with falling asleep? Why sometimes do they have problems with waking up after 8, 9, 10 hours of sleep, and they feel as if they have never slept? Because your body learned in very early in your life that night was when danger happened. So and why is that? And I will tell you, I always say this on my example. I suffered from insomnia from very very long time. I don't suffer from it yet, still, but I did. So when I was a child, my parents to discipline me, and I was quite a wriggly child. I talked a lot, and I just from now, as an adult, I now know that they just wanted to have peace and quiet. So they, I was born into the house that children were not seen. So they told me when I was 3, 4, something like that, that if I don't behave and I don't hold my mom's hand or my dad's hand, especially my mom, I will be snatched. Somebody will kidnap me. So it creates so much anxiety in me and so much fear, because this is what insomnia is. Insomnia is the face of insomnia is trauma, which means I don't feel safe. So I stopped sleeping. My sleep was always very, very poor as a kid. And I didn't do anything about it because I didn't know what to do about it. I just thought this is what it is, right? And later in adulthood, obviously, I started to self heal myself and started to dig deeper into a lot of traumas that I had. But I did bring this fear and this disconnection from my body um, to adulthood. And I had very, very poor sleep as an adult for very, very long time, for many, many years, for most of my life. because what governed my nervous system was the fear. What governed my nervous system was to be hypervigilant and constantly being on guard, because somebody would come and just kidnap me, snatch me, or take me away from my parents. And what do a 3-year-old knows? Yeah, what no, what does somebody know when somebody's 3 or 4? Right? Our parents are everything to us. So this is what's happening with the danger when somebody implements danger in you. And it doesn't have to be through words. Obviously, it can be through chaotic, environment, chaotic house. Some things happen, that our nervous system will be overstimulated at nanny's house, at school, in the preschool, at friend's house, at the birthday party of my friend, whatever. Things happen that we just cannot predict everything. So the whole idea is that is the danger that keeping people usually awake. So let's look at inner child and look at a little bit deeper why this inner child work is so important. So inner child is not a concept. Okay, it's really really important tool to look into healing. So if somebody wants really really look deeper into proper healing, first thing, you always have to look into your inner child issue, which is your trauma from your childhood. So why is that? Because if we talk about inner child, and if you go to a therapist or if you read a lot of books about it, you will understand that the pain that you carry from childhood is energy, because it's stored in one of the energy systems, which is your heart chakra. So this is how I work with my clients. I heal the root chakra, sorry, heart chakra, root chakra as well, but heart chakra. And I will look into the trauma. I will look into the pain when they were 3, 4, 5, 6, and or any other age, that when trauma was implemented or where fear was implemented in them, because I understand that the pain is energy. And this is where traditional psychology is failing us, because traditional psychology will explain any symptoms that we have, tight chest, or I have, bad heart. And I'm not talking here about people who were born with a heart syndrome, okay? This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that you were born a healthy kid, and a lot of things, physical pain happened, a lot of illnesses happened from the childhood and things like that, which is overloaded energy. So while working with myself on self healing, I understood a lot of things. I read a lot of spiritual books. I read a lot of research, and I understood that our nervous system is the base of everything. And where this energy of the trauma and pain lives is in our cellular memory, in as and it is emotional memory, because we are emotionally based humans. Whether you are a man or a woman, that does not make any difference. You are still a human with emotion, and you are an energetic being. So, what I understood is very simple, that my nervous system has learned patterns of behavior or somebody's behavior before the language. So, I learned that when I looked at my a lot of traumas that I carried, uh, I understood that those traumas come from a survival uh, mode, a survival. My body wants to keep me alive, so we'll come up with so many syndromes and so many symptoms to do that. So I don't have to, live in a very abusive environment, which I didn't as a child. I lived in an emotionally deprived environment. So I didn't have emotionally uh, present parents to help me to regulate my emotions, because they didn't understand. they didn't understand their own emotions. So obviously they made me an unseen kid because they felt unseen themselves. So I didn't feel emotionally held, so I stayed alerted. So if somebody is telling me 24/7 that I'm going to be snatched and I have to be good girl 24/7 and I have to be very patient, I have to be very careful, which is everything opposite to a child is and to actually a child wants, then what will child do? Well, I believed that my parents, right? And I believe them to the point when I have become super vigilant about anything and everything around me. So I was constantly in this mode of fight and flight and freeze, and I understood that my coping mechanism is shutting down. So I always froze when I believed the danger is around me. So I also was a child who had to read the room to stay awake. So I was really good, as usually all the children are on this planet reading the energy, and they even don't understand what they are doing, but this is what they are doing. They really reading and assessing energy of the caregivers. So that is another mode, another thing that can give you insomnia or any other coping mechanism that your body will choose for you to keep you alerted and to keep you safe. Is constantly watching your parents and constantly assessing what mood they are in, so you are not punished or they so you are not a trigger really. And also I have understood that it happens not in every house but in most of the houses, that I was a child who was soothing adults. So I was constantly kind of, I wasn't burnout. I didn't understand that as a child, but I was this caregiving really. I was the caregiving to the peace of my parents because my mom had massive health issues. My dad had massive drinking issues. So I was constantly soothing them. So I have learned that, well, the world is very unsafe. So that was even more implementing my insomnia because I had to be constantly alerted to make sure that my mom is okay, that my dad is okay. So I have never had somebody to check on me whether I am okay. So what actually happened in me is it was just I didn't grow up. I didn't have a chance, and a lot of people don't have a chance to actually grow up from the childhood trauma and childhood pain. And the child that was wounded, this inner child, this little girl in me, or little boy in you, or little girl in you, didn't have the chance to grow up because nobody has given this person's a chance to actually be a child completely. So then this child moved into my body, and this child lives in your body, and this child exactly lives in a place called heart chakra. This is the place where, which I did not understand, that was grieving me, that was grieving my childhood, that was grieving the years that were lost on actually being a child and not having my needs met, very basic emotional needs. I didn't have them met. And I didn't come from home of shouting and screaming and things like that. I came from a peaceful home, but extremely cold. So now, guys, I would like to look actually deeper into insomnia as energy because no one actually pays attention to that because possibly therapists are not even aware of that. So we said that insomnia comes from trauma, comes from pain, comes from some wounding. I have a lot of videos about how insomnia is implemented. So I will attach this video up. And So if we look closer about this energy, there are three components here that are so important in creating insomnia in our childhood or generally. So there are three components called, first one is emotional memory, then is cellular memory, and also is that something that I always talk about, which is root chakra. Three of them are in relationship to sensations and emotions. Two of them are in relationship to safety. So this emotional memory, I'm not going to go deeper into it because I have the whole video about it. So if you need to watch it, please do, because it's really good. So this emotional memory is this imbalance of nervous system. An imbalance of nervous system can go any other way, any possible way for each and every human on this planet. It can be a vigilance, it could be hypervigilance, it could be wetting at night as a child. This is also in relationship to stress. It can be stuttering, it can be shaking, it can be having ticks in your eyes, or like blinking, and or having some mimicking in your body, or some in your face, things like that. So this emotional memory. This is the overloaded nervous system. I'm just giving you a few examples here, and there are plenty of them. Now, cellular memory is in relationship to safety, and this is where a child, this inner child, this child that you were some time ago, started to observe the patterns of stress, the patterns of fear. It's not so much about stress, because children do not understand stress, neither do they fear. But fear is actually the background of this cellular memory. And then the byproduct of uh, of this is the memory in our organs, or in our other systems, in our digestive system, in our any other systems. I don't want to go deeper into it, because I don't want to waste my time on it. And the last one is the root chakra. So people who know a little bit about energy understand that root chakra works in relationship to safety and security. So if the something unprecedented, uncontrollable, surprising on a very deep, shocking level will happen to a child, or the patterns of behavior of adults, or the patterns of behavior of environment is going to be installed in cellular memory or emotional memory, then root chakra will shut. It will just completely shut, and our body is going to be this disconnected from who I am, because I am so fearful. So I am not going to allow actually the body to heal, because root chakra is energy, right? So emotions is energy, healing also happens through energy. So when the root chakra never learned safety, sleeps sleep in general will be very poor, or will be very disturbed. So as I said, trauma, or insomnia, or symptoms of traumatic events, shocking events in childhood have got different faces, because everyone is different, everyone is unique, and our nervous system reacts differently to different occasions and environments. So this is what overthinking comes from, and overthinking is always scanning for a threat. Something in my environment was not safe. I was in danger, and now I'm going to overthink to put my 10 million thoughts in my head about the future or the past. So I never live in presence, I always will live in the future or in the past, because I will always scan for safety. I will wait for the danger to come. uh, waking up at 3 and 4 a.m. or whatever time you wake up and you cannot move back to sleep, which is the cortisol keeping you awake. So this is the surge of energy through stress, through the hormonal imbalances that will wake you up like that. And until you calm down and do something about it, you will never actually learn to fall asleep because this energy will never allow you. When root chakra is blocked, there is no flow of energy in your body because we have to be grounded to the floor that we walk in. We have to be really connected through energetically. Otherwise, we are too much in our head. We are too floaty, and that's why we suffer from a lot of syndromes. If you have any physical pain, so let's say tight chest or problems with stomach or anxiety is kicking in. A lot of clients that come to me, they say, oh, I am scared to go to bed. I am afraid even to think about sleeping because I know that the pattern of not sleeping is going to start, which I also have got video on, and I'm going to put it there. So, guys, this is a coping mechanism, a loop of fear that we are going through every night. So insomnia has got also a lot of phases, and there are a lot of, kind of, I wouldn't say types, but phases of insomnia also happen because you have so many symptoms of it. So we have this fear in your stomach of not wanting to fall asleep because you are scared to fall asleep, or you lay down and then suddenly all the pains are coming up. My stomach hurts, my head hurts, I have migraines, I have tight chest, I have back pain, I have this pain. Many pains happen because the fear is stored in your body, and when you lay down, the your body starts to finally rest and starts to really, really um, relax. And the relaxation then is pushing all this energy up because this energy wants to be released. And sometimes people have got restless legs. I always when I look at my clients, which is very fascinating, like they have this jumping leg up and down, up and down. So this is trapped energy. So they felt trapped in the childhood, and our legs are responsible for moving us, for running. So as a child you might have felt that you are stuck, that you are trapped in an abusive environment. So what actually your insomnia saying to you is, I stayed awake or I didn't feel safe as a child because I had to survive. And I don't know if it is safe now to stop. So I always say in all and every and each of and every of my videos, guys, the energy does not understand aging because your energy still believes that you are a little boy and a little girl that needs to guard you, that needs to protect you. Until you do something about it, you will never regulate your sleep. So why inner child work is so important, and this is really, really crucial. So you cannot convince the energy with logic. So if you go to a therapy and you are going to only talk about experiences of your childhood, it will never heal you because you are talking about logic, conscious events that you remember. The biggest pain and the biggest wounds in our body, in our life, not in our body, but in our life, is stored in our subconscious brain and in energy of our body. So you need to think about a hypnotherapy that is fantastic. You have to think about doing some Reiki. You have to think about working with an energy healer. You have to think about doing going some shamanic work. or sound healing, breath work, um, yoga definitely will help you. Anything that will release energy from your body. You also cannot discipline safety into the nervous system. So yet again, we are coming back to the psychological tools. If a lot of people believe that if I have gone through therapy for 5, 10, 15 years, I must have been healed. Yes, you will be when a therapy is not psychologically based. If you have been talking about your problems for last 20 years, you actually have been re-traumatizing yourself so much that your body still is storing a lot of energy and actually is worse than it was before. So there is no discipline about your nervous system. Your nervous system is emotion, is cellular and emotional memory. You have to find yourself somebody who understands how to release, and you have to accept letting go of this wound, of the pain in your heart chakra, of the pain of your inner child, and then your healing will be complete. Also, what is the most important, and I always say this whether I am dealing with somebody who has got anxiety, who has got depression, who has got insomnia, who has got OCD, or whatever. I specialize in mostly in insomnia and fears and phobias, but it works for everyone. You have to meet the part of you that learned to be to that learned fear, uh, and when it landed and how it landed. So, a lot of people believe that when they meet a therapist, the job is done. But what actually is happening, psychology will not teach you to meet the part of you that is wounded, not broken, but wounded. So, psychology will never teach you how to deal with the shadow that you carry. So, whether you carry the shadow in your energy system of your heart chakra, of your throat chakra, of your root chakra, of your solar plexus or sacral chakra, those are energy systems that are the most, usually the most wounded in us humans. If you don't meet the fear and you don't start to name it and look at it as your friend and give it a soothing that you have never had, or give it emotional understanding, or give so you are going to reparent yourself, then your healing will never happen, because usually psychology will tell you to run away from it because it's going to just give you the label, oh, you have anxiety. Okay, so let's look at about what anxiety symptoms are, and what do you remember, blah blah blah. So it's very logic orientated therapy that is not going to be successful, because inner child work is doing only one thing, and remember this forever, is repairing safety in the body. And that is massive, because psychology will never teach you how to feel safe. Somatic healing will. It will teach you, meditation will teach you how to feel safe. Guided meditation that I do, that are connected to healing cellular memory and emotional memory, and letting go of this energy from different parts of your body, that is inner child healing. So that's why I say you can self heal yourself. You don't need to go to therapy for years and spend a lot of money. If you really, really want to work on yourself, there are a lot of somatic and organic, as I call it, organic tools to do that. And meditation and breath work and sound healing, there are probably three of the best on the market. And I'm not talking here about in a animal, like calling spirit animals, or connecting to ascended masters, or connected to your higher self, things like that, because this is it's also good if you know how to manipulate energy, if you have been doing meditation for quite a long time. You can heal yourself through energy. Of course, we know about quantum healing, quantum jumps. Science is meeting spirituality now. So there is a massive shift in understanding actually how energy can heal a human being. But I'm talking here about guided meditations that I do. So I have created the 7 days to safety program. It's not a program, it's like a set of meditations, course, you can call it. It's just 10 minutes course that will show you how to bring safety to your body through my voice. You don't have to do anything, you just have to listen to it any time of the day. And that will really, really help you with a lot of things that you suffer from. So inner child work is super, super important, guys. It's really, really important to look into your childhood. I know if you had very dramatic childhood and traumatic childhood, I know it hurts. I have been there. I've been on healing journey for years, and I know exactly what pain means. But it's super, super important to look into it. Then you have to understand another thing, that healing happens below thoughts. You cannot explain with words, and you're thinking the process of healing, because it's energy. So talking about insomnia through with your therapist is not going to happen. It's not going to help you. It's going, actually, it could even make it worse. So why meditation is important here? So when you enter a meditative state, you speak directly to emotional and cellular memory. I speak directly to your energy because I know which point to target, which part of energy in your cellular memory, in your organs to target, to heal it and let it go. So this is where your inner child is going to listen, because I'm going to come with soothing and with nurturing and with compassion that psychology is not going to give you, because it's too dry. Simple. It doesn't have capacity to help you on a deeper level. It's impossible. So now let's just wrap it up. If insomnia is a child standing guard, because this is what we agreed, insomnia is guarding something. What would happen if you finally felt safe? So, if you meet this really part of yourself that is wounded, and the face of it is insomnia, how would you feel if you felt safe finally and you could sleep? Now, what if sleep came not from trying harder, but from being met? So this is exactly what I want. This is the questions I go through my clients at the first really meeting. Like, what is it like? Can you imagine what is it like now to understand and to feel, to really sense it, that you are meeting this inner child and it's healed and you finally are free from this insomnia? So thank you for today, guys. I hope I have helped with inner child work. If you have any questions, please ask me in the comments. If you have, I'm going to leave my 7 day course link to it. It's for free. You can tap into it. It's really good. It helps a lot of people. I create all the meditation based on my uh, journey with my clients. So actually, they are the base, the foundation of me creating something for humanity, because they give me kind of, they are like my compass, which way I have to go. And because I suffered from insomnia myself, so I know which way I'm going. Obviously, everyone is different, but the symptoms are almost the same. Everyone just feels them differently. So thank you for today, and I will see you in our next video, and bye bye.